Chris Bledsoe recently had an interview with Sean Ryan that actually got pushed aside and was not going to be released to the public. However, after a lot of pushback from the public stating that they wanted to see it, they decided to air it, and this is what was said.
Exact alignment will happen in 2026 at Easter.
What will happen?
The alignment she told me about, that the Star of Regulus would be on the horizon in front of the Sphinx. At that moment, there'd be a new knowledge. Well, I had no idea if this was even possible, but these astronomers run it through the machines, and it comes out that star is going to come up on the horizon in Easter of 2026. And from that point forward, they started remote viewing the state. Government did. And now you hear it all over TV. 2026, that's the big date. 2027, that year, something's going to happen.
Now right here, Chris Bledsoe is actually referring to a date, 2026 to 2027, an interesting timeline that was brought up during the Seoul conference by Mr. Carl Nell.
What do we want to do about this problem? Well, we've got to actually address the scientific, technical, ethical, legal, religious aspects of this, and more people need to be involved if we're going to make that progress. So this is the obligatory DoD type of campaign plan chart.
Now you can hear people giggling in the background. However, that thing's kind of lining up with what's going on. So let's get back to what Chris Bledsoe's talking about.
Armageddon, you hear it all over. You hear it on TV. If you study, I've heard even. Well, I won't say names, but
Please do.
well, Lou Elizondo, right? Lou's mentioned that day. A lot of people have.
Easter of 2026.
So the year 2026. I gave him a specific time. And it was with Robert Grant that I told him about this alignment and all. And then he's like, oh my God. He's been looking for this ruby. This little ruby you have to find and place it between the paws of the Sphinx to make this event that he knows is going to happen in 2026. I said, Robert, it's not a ruby. It's the Star of Regulus. He looks at it, he's like, oh my God, it's the King Star. So what's going to happen, I don't know. But I think it's possible that's the return of
Christ.
Yeah. Or the lady and the whole heavenly host living with us, Jesus. That's the first time I've ever said that in my life, publicly. You're the first.
Interesting indeed. Now here's something even more wild. You guys know War Deadpool? Well, I had a conversation with him Wednesday the 22nd, and I was talking about this specific thing. Now, if you don't know anything about Chris Bledsoe, pay attention. He is in cahoots with Tim Taylor as well as NASA big time. NASA found Chris Bledsoe so interesting, as a matter of fact, that they started working with him because he could learn to summon these things in the night sky. Now, where have we heard that before? Well, besides Jake Barber, who just came forth and talked a little bit about the egg-shaped UAP, we've also learned this from Stephen Greer as well. You know who else has been talking about Egypt lately in the news? Yeah, our boy, Ross Coulthart.
It's amazing to be here in the Valley of the Kings, which is where many of the pharaohs were buried.
Personally, starting to see some interesting connections here. Now, it's not just me. I've talked to other creators too, like UFOs around the world, and I'm not going to put words in anybody's mouth, and everybody is entitled to their own opinion on my channel, absolutely. But while talking to him about a year ago or so, we noticed that we were working on separate projects, but things kept lining up into the religious aspect of the UAP phenomenon. And it's very interesting when two people are working on the same project, but coming to the same conclusion. Just saying. I would love to know your guys' thoughts on this. Let me know in the comment section. Like, comment, share, subscribe. And yeah, we'll see where things go. I'm just saying, I think I'm sniffing down the right trail. I can't wait to see where this goes. We'll talk to you guys soon as I have some new information.